Good evening, everyone. I just want to hop on real quick and talk about the potential Nintendo Switch 2 accessories that we might be able to see the console itself. As of today, it's February 24th. We still are kind of like a month and a week away from the Nintendo Switch Presents, the official showcase. So we haven't had any new official confirmation details as of that miniature overview trailer that was shown. When was that? Like a month ago to this point? Time's going by quick. That just means we're gonna get that much closer to the reveal, well, the full reveal. But anyways, so yeah, except can we see on the Switch 2? So obviously, third-party manufacturers are gonna create different size Joy-Cons, the ones like Hori and Display. Well, they're not gonna create Joy-Cons, but D-Brand, the leaker of the Nintendo Switch 2, alleged. Well, they kind of backpedaled and said that they were using the prototype or something, not the actual official one. But I digress. So yeah, we're probably gonna see a lot of what we saw on the Switch 1 in transition to the Switch 2. Decals, Joy-Cons, like I mentioned, cases, chargers, charging wires, the long ass ones, third-party Pro controller, all kinds of shit. But what I wanted to focus on is more kind of a little bit more niche and not anything confirmed. Something that is confirmed is that the new Nintendo Switch 2 will have two USB-C ports, one on the top and one on the bottom. Initially, people believe that there's just two charging ports. So like, for example, you want to put your charger on the top. That way when you're laying back, whatever, you can rest it on your chest. You can chill and not have to worry about bending the wire, the charging wire or whatever. But also potentially people are speculating that that's where the Nintendo Switch 2 accessories will be able to latch on and play with. And two of the biggest things I've seen circulating is a secondary screen and a camera. First, we're going to touch on the secondary screen, potentially rumor, speculated, whatever the fuck you want to say. So when it comes to the second screen, the obvious things are DS emulation, 3DS emulation, Wii U emulation, which are all I'd be fucking down for. Third-party game developers can use it. You can have like the mini map on the bottom, or your inventory for like RPG games, or Elder Scrolls, Elden Ring, or Elder Scrolls. Those type of games makes it easier to access shit. You can use the bottom screen as a touch screen, whereas you have the main gameplay on the top. Another reason for dual screen, or like basically you can think of anything that was done on the DS, 3DS, and Wii U, and then transfer that over to the Switch. You can have more, I wouldn't say accurate ports, but more true to form port. So, like for example, Wind Waker HD, if that comes to the Switch 2, instead of having to pause each time you want to open the menu, you can just have the secondary menu right then and there on the bottom screen, and then have your gameplay on the top. Another big game, Splatoon. A lot of people, Splatoon is massive. There's already 3 games since the first initial one that came out on the Wii U. But some people do miss having the mini map on the bottom screen and be able to spawn by touching the bottom screen and being able to see on top. On the opposite side of that, and also, more on the positive, we can have Nintendo Land. We can have those touch heavy games like Bowser's Inside Story. I wanted to play that. I thought of that because I wanted to play that game again on emulation, but it's not the same. There's no comparison to playing on the original hardware, but you do have the convenience of an emulation. Like you can do it right here on your phone, on Android phone or whatever. But it's like I mentioned, I'm repeating myself, but you get my point. On the not bad side of things, but like Star Fox Zero, if they do port over to Switch 2 and there is such a secondary screen implementation, I really hope they don't do what they done on the Wii U, and that's more of an option. And the thing, that's another thing, this secondary screen, if it exists, I don't think it'll be packaged in with the Switch 2. I think it'll be a separate accessory that maybe gets introduced when they introduce like DS for NSO, 3DS, or Wii U. And I don't think 3DS and Wii U will be introduced to NSO, because why not just remake the game or touch it up a bit and sell it to us for like $70. I mean, it would be foolish not to keep doing that. but DS emulation, I can see that happening. So just like how we had the NES controllers and as well as the N64 controllers, we could probably just see that packaged separately as an accessory, an official Nintendo accessory. The secondary thing is the camera. We could have AR games, we could have not VR games. We can have well, if they bring back Miiverse or some version of it, we could have sort of kind of like Skype. I don't know how Nintendo would want to implement that, because you know, like child safety and all that stuff. Maybe they could have like what they do on like Facebook Meta, where they have those 3D emojis, except when you try to FaceTime somebody through your Nintendo Switch 2 with the camera, it changes your face into your me version of you. That way you're not showing your actual face to a stranger online, or I don't know if they're going to do friend codes or gamer tags or whatever the fuck, or even if there even is going to be a social aspect to the Switch 2 embedded into the console itself. Yeah, AR game. I remember there was this one game on 3DS a while back, Photo Dojo. Yeah, it was a pretty fun game. It was very simple, but just having like I played with my nieces and nephews back in the day. Like, you can have them pose like in a different like fighting stance, and then like have them voice record for each attack, and then when they get knocked back, it was pretty cool. I think I put a few hours into that game, even if it was pretty simple. So yeah, what else would you believe a secondary screen, or what other third-party accessories do you think could be used for the top port of the top USB? And if there is secondary screens or cameras, do you think the third party would be able to create their own secondary screens or camera? Like, for example, say Nintendo sells us a 1080p LCD screen for $200. Maybe some third party developer will create a, I don't know, 1440p OLED screen that we can plop on that's Switch 2, but he sells it like at a premium. That way we have something for the casuals and something for the hardcore. But yeah, also another thing, if you have the secondary screen, just like how the DS was more safe to put in your pocket. Obviously you can't fit the Switch 2 in your pocket, even if you have like cargo shorts. It's way too big, unless you're like a pretty big dude, which means you have pretty big shorts, which means you have pretty big pockets. Yeah, so let me know what you think. What could be an accessory for the Switch 2 top port? Those are just my quick ramble thoughts. Thanks for tuning in. Have a nice day or night, and like, subscribe, and hit that noty bell. Thank you. Bye.